Cheetah helicopters. I reached mountains, seas, and remote borders. When roads ended, I carried India forward. In 1992, my indigenous ALH drove took flight. I was no longer just building aircraft, I was building national trust. When the MiG-21 neared retirement, I faced a choice: import a replacement or build belief. In 1985, I chose to design India's own light combat aircraft. On the 4th of January 2001, the first demonstrator flew. It was named Tejas, the Radiance. Years of testing followed. In 2015 came operational clearance, and in 2019, full combat approval. Today, Tejas stands in IAF squadrons as a proof of national capability. From a dream in the clouds, I have grown with the nation I serve. Today, I stand as Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, a Maharatna and a pillar of Atmanirbhar Bharat. I design, build and sustain fighters, helicopters, engines, avionics and space systems across every domain. I'm preparing for advanced fighters, trainers, next generation helicopters and technologies yet to be born. Above all, it is my people who keep the Tiranga flying, steadfast, skilled and unbreakable. HAL, the force behind the forces, the wings of Bharat. I am HAL, the wings of Bharat, the force behind the forces. A Maharatna, a jewel of Atmanirbhar Bharat. My story began as a question, a dream born in the clouds. Autumn 1939.
कितने मिनट रहा गाना में 5 मिनट 3 मिनट 4 मिनट
High above the Pacific, aboard a iron flight. St. Valchand Hirachand fleet of aircraft being built in Bordeaux, China. If they could build aircraft there, he wondered, why not in India? Fate was listening. Two minds met. The dream returned home. Support was sought. Baroda declined. Gwalior hesitated. Bhavnagar fell silent. And then, unexpectedly, Mysore spoke. Guided by sunrise, I smiled. The Maharaja of Mysore offered belief, equity, land, power, and unconditional support. On 23rd December 1940, in Bangalore, I took my first official breath. The world was at war. Skies became battlefields. Time was no longer a luxury. Scrubland was cleared. Runways carved. Factories rose in weeks. In July 1941, India built its first aeroplane. Aircraft arrived broken across the India-Burma theatre. I became Asia's backbone, the 84th Air Depot. Aircraft left battle ready. When war ended, India awoke to freedom and responsibility. In 1951, a small group of Indian engineers created the HAL's HD-2, India's first indigenously designed aircraft. It trained the nation's first pilots and proved India could design, not just assemble. That moment gave India its design culture and the courage to dream beyond limits. As the world entered the jet age, I chose not to follow, but to lead. In 1956, I welcomed the legendary Kurt Tank to Bangalore. With his team and my Indian engineers, I formed my first true aircraft design bureau. Together, we created HF-24 Marut, a twin-engine transonic strike fighter designed for tropical conditions, rugged runways, and combat survivability. On the 17th of June 1961, I watched it rise, carrying India into the jet age. The power limits held it back. Marut served with honor, even in war, including combat operations during the 1971 war. More than a machine, it proved I could dare the impossible. In 1964,